Hey, what's going on, man? This is Will Z Titwell, and this is Skybox Conversations, man. The Hoop Pod. We talk about all things hoops, but more in particular about my favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers. And on the college level, man, the Arkansas Razorbacks, man, because that's my hometown and that's where I'm from. And we just bleed Woo Pig Suey here, man. That's just how it is. But more in particular today, man, we are we are officially less than 24 hours out from the possible first pairing of Luka and LeBron playing together versus the Utah Jazz. Um, and to be honest with you, I think this is the perfect game and the perfect team for these two to be able to play together and play with Austin. And play with the other two in that starting five and just that team in general to start building some cohesiveness and trying some things and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. Because Utah is a rather they struggle, right? We know these things, and we know it's gonna probably try to be competitive. They're not gonna just give it to you. You got to go take it. But I think this is a great time for us to just build that chemistry, right? When it comes to being a team, it's the perfect team to do it, and I'm very, very excited. And everybody's excited so much to where they moved this game against the Jazz. The Lakers ain't playing Boston or the Bucks or the Thunder. They playing the Jazz, and they put this on ESPN. So that lets you know the magnitude of this pairing and of this game of them playing together for the first time, which we never thought we would see. But it's gonna be pretty dope, I think, to see them come out there on the court together. Um, I think the first question we want to kind of answer when it comes to this is like, what should we expect when we come to this game? Um, I think we have to expect patience. Um, I think we have to expect LeBron trying to pick things apart and see, what Luca likes, where the mismatches are. One times he can exploit, he takes stuff for himself, or where he can get his team involved. And the same thing for Luca, like just being patient and letting the game come to them. I think that's kind of what we'll see. Is them kind of just figuring things out, right? Trying things and getting accustomed to one another. I think that's number one. And number two, I think we're gonna see an aggressive Luca. I think he gonna come back out there and remind people like I'm overweight. You said I couldn't get it done. You said that I'm not considered to be one of the greats because you're saying that the other greats did these things and I don't do that. You don't think you could win with me? Like he's hearing all of these things that they're saying about him, and I think one thing we can expect is him to come out and remind people, just like AD did, is remind people like, bro, don't get it twisted about who I am. You know what I'm saying? And you can say all you want, but he took them to the finals on one leg, right? Out of shape and all, if you want to say all that, and was busting everybody. You know what? Nobody thought they was gonna beat the Thunder like that. 4-1. Nobody thought that. You know what I'm saying? He just got to Boston and they was just too much. But that ain't on him. You know what I'm saying? In totality, but he was a cone. I mean, he couldn't guard shit. That was on him. But I think he's gonna remind people of who he is. I think you're gonna see a patient LeBron and trying to fill out the game. I think you're gonna see Austin having to adjust, and JJ's gonna have to coach his ass off. JJ's gonna have to be paying close attention to see how to switch up their minutes, what kind of rotations work and what doesn't work. He's gonna be doing that for the next 5 or 10 games, and probably even doing that through the All Star break while they're practicing and taking breaks and stuff like that. I'm just figuring out what works together and what doesn't. So you're gonna see experiments. And I think that's what we should expect. And we have to be patient with it, even if some things don't click and don't work. That's the point of it, is to see what does and what doesn't. And us as fans and spectators have to understand that, I think. Um, Another big question that kind of came across my mind is like, how well do Luca and LeBron share the ball? I think I think the one thing they can't do is make it more of like a your turn, my turn thing. I think it has to flow. I think I've said this time and time again. I think LeBron is going to have to change and remold himself once again and become more of like a slasher person that moves without the ball. He's going to become a screener. He's going to play out of the high post. He's going to do some things like that. And then Luca's also going to have to play off the ball a little bit and be ready to knock down shots. But I think they'll share the ball well because that's a big part of their game. And I also think that they're going to make other people around them better. Um, when it comes to this next question is like, how does their playmaking impact the rest of the team? And I think it's going to impact it a great deal because they're going to demand so much attention, right? People are going to be so drawn to them, right, and what all they can do to on defense. to where, when you put a dude out there like Doe, and you putting, Rui out there, and you putting Austin out there, and all of these, Gabe, the way he's shooting the ball, they're going to attract so much attention where these other dudes going to be getting wide open shots. And now they have space to operate. And again, now they operating, they're going to do some ISO, they're going to do some high posts, they're going to do some low post stuff for Bron. They're going to have Bron running the baseline. They're going to have so many different things going, just knowing JJ, and seeing the way he's coaching, which is elite, by the way. I say that every chance I get. But I think their playmaking is going to make the game easier for their teammates. And then if they allow them, if they knock down shots, that's going to allow Bron and Luka and Austin to have some more room to operate when it comes time to close games or just need a bucket, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's going to impact the team in a great deal. Mark Williams would have helped even more, but still nonetheless, for sure. Next question. Who will have to make more of the adjustment, LeBron or Luka? I think LeBron. I think Luka is going to continue to be a ball dominant type of dude. I think he can move and play the two, and sometimes even he can do that. But like he's a ball dominant dude. But LeBron has done both. He's been a point forward. He's been more of a scorer. He's been more of a slasher. He's been more of a back to the basket type of person. So I think he's going to have to make more of a sacrifice and change up his game a little bit more to kind of accommodate Luka. But then when Luka takes those breathers, then him and Austin can get busy, or he can get busy and regulate that offense and steer that ship, so to speak, for stretches of the game. And I think LeBron is the one got to take the bigger sacrifice overall, in my honest opinion. But it kind of brings you to the next point, though. Can they hold up defensively? I think that's we kind of had this debate the other day when talking about who would you start going forward, and my five was Luka, LeBron, Austin, Doe, and for right now, Jackson Hayes. Because if you put Rui in there, Rui's more of an offensive minded guy. I think he can hold his own defensively. He's not just a cone or anything, no disrespect. But I think when you talk about just needing that balance, you need because you got Austin, LeBron, and Luka already in there, and that's not a lot of defense. Bron 40 years old, he gonna hold his own, I believe. He's not gonna just get killed, but he's 40. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to have to use up too much energy when you still need some offense from him as well. And Luka, I'm not sure, if that's something he's been working on, or if maybe it was just from him being out of shape or whatever the case may be. But he's no lockdown defender, right? And so you can't expect that from him. But then Austin tries his best, and he has some great plays at times, but he's no lockdown defender. And so you need other people in the court that can help, and they can shift, and they can understand how to communicate at a high level on defense, so that their teammates aren't getting taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And so I think they're gonna hold up fine, but you have to balance it by having other dudes out there that can help that out. And I think dudes like Vando will help. Josh, what's in the two-way player we just picked up was a good one. He's pretty good on ball. Like I said, Doe's right on ball. Jackson has actually been doing pretty good defensively. So I think we got enough pieces to kind of balance it out. We still need that big, of course, they can hold it down, but I think they can hold up, but it will be shaky. But we also have to hang our hat on being, explosive on offense, to where a lot of times we don't even have to, you know, um, worry so much about the defense because we're so explosive offensively. That's also going to have to be a part of our identity going forward, in my honest opinion. And LeBron said it even himself in an interview the other night after the game, where he was saying JJ wants me to shoot the ball more. And I get why, because they're gonna have to score points in order to beat people. That's why they've been beating the shit out of people, because they know they got to score points. But I can't say the defense have been suffocating. So it's kind of a two-way sword. You know what I'm saying? But I think they'll hold up. I do. Um, does this duo look like a championship level pairing? I think that's not a question that we can answer until we actually see it on the court, and if they're able to figure out some of the key things. When is it your turn and my turn without making it look like that? How does Austin fit into the picture? What do you get from your bench? What is the big man situation going to look like? But of course, just off talent alone and just a naked eye test, you're going to say, I think if you put the right pieces around them, these two can win the championship together without a doubt. And Mark Williams would have gave us a great chance of that. So Yeah, I think this is a NBA championship level duo. But again, we're gonna have to see how it looks in real time and how they play off each other, and if it clicks the way it kind of we're seeing it in our mind, just because they are two great players. You know what I'm saying? So um, it's more of those one of the things I gotta see. I gotta see. But if you put the right pieces around them and it clicks the way it should, because LeBron being smart as he is and Luka being the passer and playmaker he is, it should work. But let's see, and then we'll come back and talk about it. But last but not least, how does this game set the tone for their future together? Um, Again, I think this is a great ramp up game. I think this is a great opportunity for this team, in particular, those two, and Austin included in that conversation, to build off each other, to try different things, to try different lineups, to try different, offensive sets, to try different actions and see what you get out of it. To learn each other's tendencies and learn, oh, this is when I should do this because Luca does this really well. Like just being able to pick those things apart. I think this is what that does. This sets up chemistry. This builds camaraderie. This builds connection, which is what they're going to need because you're building this thing on the fly. And hopefully, they may be able to make another piece for the buyout market when it comes to a big, because you need another big body. And then we can really start building something. But, you know, I've also saw something interesting earlier where it said the Lakers are going to have quite a bit of cap space this summer, where they could go out there another star, or they could bring in another couple key pieces. I would hope that Rob goes more of the key piece route, where you kind of find another dude like a Mark Williams, or maybe not like that, but a big like that that does some great things. But we'll see, man. But if nothing else, I think this game is a great ramp up. I'm excited about Luke and Brian being able to play together. Brian, it's gonna be special. And man, it's so special that they decided to put it on ESPN. So we're gonna tune into that. Tomorrow, man, and see what that looks like. And of course, we'll come back and do our after game breakdown of the game and give our takes and have a good time, man. But be sure to like, subscribe to this platform. I appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode of Skybox Conversations, man. The platform, the Hoop Pod, man. We'll talk about all things hoop, but more importantly, about my Los Angeles Lakers and the Arkansas Razorbacks on a college level, my favorite team. Woo Pig Suey, man. I love y'all so much. And until next episode, man. Peace.